I'm David Hoffman. I'm a veteran documentary filmmaker, and I filmed just about every sport in my career, but none as difficult as three-day eventing, horseback riding, competitive horseback riding, Olympic level. You're about to see a clip from a documentary I made on this subject where men and women equally compete in what I thought was the damn scariest sport I've ever seen. I hope you enjoy it.
I start psyching myself up. Just the adrenaline starts flowing, but at the same time I can't get nervous and the legs can't turn to jelly, so I take a few breaths and calm down.
Okay, Goose.
The horse is starting to dance a little bit because he knows what's going on, so I talk to him a little bit.
Stand.
Pat him, it's okay, Gray, you know, we'll be out there in a minute. Are they calling me?
Five, four, three, two, one, go!
Just trot, Gray.
This is the second day of the Lexington, Kentucky three-day competition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The first day was a dressage test. The third day will be a show jumping test, both of medium difficulty. But this is endurance day, and it's the most difficult. It's divided into 4 phases. This is phase B, the steeplechase, a 2-mile course with 10 obstacles. For the best score, it must not only be ridden cleanly,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
but at a very fast 26 miles per hour. Before this comes phase A, 6 miles of roads and tracks. After this steeplechase, riders will go on to phase C, another 9 miles. In these first 3 phases, riders make every effort to conserve their horse's strength. The danger is so great that after phase C, the rules require the horse be given a rest.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I hear him. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Walk him.
You have about 14 minutes till your start. I'll give you a 3-minute warning. You go out at 50.
Vets and show officials check the horse to see if he's fit to continue.
Heart rate 90.
They check temperature, pulse, respiration.
Lynn, just walk him for a little minute.
Grooms keep the horse moving so that he will not stiffen up or get chilled.
Let me see him, Pam. Pause a minute. Just keep him walking. Good boy, Grey Goose.
Mike Blum has a hard time leaving his horse to the care of his assistants. His grooms say that he cannot overcome the urge to do everything himself.
I wouldn't, I'd put a cooler on him and not a string sheet. Well, this one's in jog right.
We watched him jog as he came in.
You want me to pull that other one off? No.
You know, in the locker room, they put on the band music and they get you all stirred up. And here, you've got to pretty much do it yourself. You've got phase A and phase B and phase C to kind of get you ready. But the cross country is the meat, and that's where you have to go out of there on fire. On fire, but thinking.
Just before I get on the horse, just before the cross-country phase itself, I'm watching the horse. I want to see what vibrations do I get off him. What kind of look does he have in his eye? Does he look as if he has a little hot coal buried in there, glowing with fire? I don't care if he's sweating or dry. I want to know what his spiritual qualities are. Because this event is a crucible. And if it is done properly, it burns away everything that is false and unreal about your training, and it reveals what was correct and pure and proper. in how you prepared that horse.
3, 2, 1, go.
Torrance begins Phase D. It's only about 5 miles long, but within that 5 miles, there are 25 fixed obstacles, each in its own way extremely difficult and challenging. And horse and rider must maintain an average speed of 21 miles per hour.
5, Torrance Watkins. They go onto the Jenny Lane crossing, combination of 4 fences.
It's one of the most grueling tests in equestrian sport. Originally a cavalry test, it was meant to simulate battlefield conditions.
You might have 3 or 4 fences in a row. And what will make the fence ride well, the fence, when I say the fence, I mean the whole combination ride well, is whether the rider can be so accurate through the combination. The combination will not be easy. And whether he can adjust his speed for that particular type of combination and keep the speed and not be able to let his eye waver one way or the other, because the minute he does, his horse will follow his eye and go off. You've got to be very quick. You've got to think in the air. When the horse leaves the ground, you've got to say, oh, I'm wrong. It sounds like it happens in slow motion. It happens in split seconds.
Jim Wofford. Mike Plum. Torrance Watkins approaches the sinkhole. Here the horse must jump down into a dark ditch, turn sharply, then jump back out again.
You've got to find out where the rough fences are, the fences that have caused trouble. You may have to change your route to a couple of jumps because of bad footing or because of the fact that you have read the course wrong when you walked it. It's very easy to be overconfident, to back off and let your guard off. That's dangerous. You've got to consider and ride each jump. There are no gifts.
Everybody feels it's not going to happen to them. They're not going to wreck. We know it's going to happen eventually, but when we go out there, we don't believe it is. Last year, I had a misfortune here where I jumped up on the bank very aggressively. He hooked it, and it was just like you hung us up by a meat hook. And I knew at that moment, you know, it was good night, Irene. And I sort of sat up, fed him the reins, because unfortunately, in some ways, I never try to bail out. I always, you know, I'm always waiting for the miracle. You know, I don't want the 60 penalty, so I'm going to ride that guy until he buries me. And, you know, I was sort of up there, you know, thinking at the brief moment, you know, come on, God, show me a miracle. And the miracle he showed me was I could survive the wreck.
No, I've never felt the fear. Never. Beforehand, yes, you get a little bit afraid. You think about it a little bit, but then you say, I got to put that out of my mind, because if you ride with the fear, something's going to happen. If you go out there with that in your mind, then you're probably riding for a fall.
Jim Wofford approaches the water jump. These are especially unnerving for the horse.
Go on, go on.
Because he can't judge the depth of the water.
survival out there. You know, it's keeping that horse between you and the ground when things are going bad or when the horse makes a mistake.
Karen Stives.
Horse and rider down at one.
The worst accidents occur when the horse falls on the rider.
Rider 1-5, were they monitoring our station? Negative. Run over there and personally contact KSP, Kentucky State Police, advise them we'll need an escort off post. Over.
Karen Stives' heart stopped.
Negative, on the way. Come on, we'll get him. Park, over.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation was administered.
We got an air one. We need an airway.
Karen revived and was brought to a nearby hospital to be treated for a severe concussion. Amazingly, she was back riding again within a month.
Coming right through there. May I dismount, please? What?
So you've got blood all over your face, don't you? I'll take the race saddle down for better.
I guess I had it coming to me because he slipped a little bit all the way around, but he slipped there and he just hooked it. And I almost stayed on, but
I know, you said you grabbed him on the neck and everything.
Hung in there as long as I could. Well, I think the good thing about it is that he hurt himself pretty good.
So you felt it, yeah?
And I almost pulled him up, but I thought, Jesus, let's see how tough he is. And he went down to that water and jumped right in, and that's a stopper.
Yeah.
Torrance Watkins at the Lexington Bank.
It's a marvelous thing because you and the horse become one being. But you're out there on cross country and the fences come up fast. The horse has never seen them. He knows that I'll never put him in a bad place. It may look like it's impossible to get through there, but he knows that if I say, you can do it there, Gray, do it this way, then he'll do it. He absolutely trusts me. Marvelous feeling.
Jim Wofford finished the course with a good time.
Did I hear them call me for a refusal someplace, or was that somebody else while I was going?
They called you and then they corrected it.
Right.
I guess one of the magical parts of the sport is being able to go out there, and it's like climbing Everest. It's there, you're going to do it, you know you're going to face elements, you know you're going to face dangers that normal people wouldn't do, but it's something you have to do.
Torrance and her horse Southern Comfort cleared all the jumps without a fall or refusal.
Lovely course.
Yes,
Had a
ma'am.
wonderful time. Okay.
I'm afraid it's clean and very fast. It's almost out of this world. It's something nobody can bring you down because you've just accomplished something between you and your horse, and a course that was supposed to be bigger than you, and a course that is can easily pull you out of the sky and land you on the ground hard. The feeling, having done it right, is obviously a feeling of tremendous accomplishment, tremendous pride in the horse and yourself. But then there's that feeling that is very personal to me, and I really can't describe it. It's like being in an airplane and looking out at soft, fluffy, pink thunderheads. You know, you can't describe it.
Not only did Kim Walness and the Grey Goose jump every fence cleanly, they also rode the 4 phases without a time fault. It was a nearly perfect ride.
Permission to dismount? Thank you. I'm trying to get him as close as possible.
We'll help you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You need your breastplate, too.
Good boy. Well, it wouldn't hurt, would it? Good boy. Oh, Greta, you were a star. What a star. Walking.
Kim,
What a star.
I'm Nonnie Rich, and I have to ask you a few questions. Of course, obviously, you just thought it was wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, it's marvelous. You come away from that so excited and so ecstatic, and it takes you the whole rest of the day to come down. You just talk to anybody you can find about it. It's just marvelous.
Great.
Thank you. Oh, so much fun.
And the winner of the Gladstone Trophy here at 1982 Kentucky 3-day event, number 14, the Grey Goose, written by Kim Walness, a score of 46.6.
Yeah, thank you.
Lexington, Tampa, and Gladstone were the climaxes of a series of competitions to choose the next United States equestrian teams.
If you enjoyed this clip and you want to see more, please subscribe and take a look at some of the other videos I'm presenting. Clips from the 1950s through the 1990s and some contemporary clips with me. I think you'll find it meaningful, maybe enjoyable, provocative. Not only my video clips, but the comments that I'm getting, which are quite extraordinary. So take a look and subscribe. Thank you.